I told y'all carnal followings. Well, these Mr. E, Mr. G.O.B., Mr. all those religions y'all following, this devil, Mr. E.N.K.I. made it. Listen to the wild story that will blow your mind.
Hey everybody, it's me again, Maverick. I know that this is becoming a little redundant, but apparently redundant, boring, methodical, scientific method is the only way to be sure of truth. I mean, everybody wants to know the truth. So let me share a little story with you. Hope you have a minute. Hope you wait and listen all the way to the end, because you're going to be fucking shocked. You see that picture right there? The picture you're looking at? That's a random drawn sketch from just a random person from the YouTube platform from about 5 years ago. There was a time 5 years ago where I was making videos and I had a friendship with a YouTuber that was pretty large. I personally, today, I believe that particular person was working for the government and has completely disappeared, along with several others that are still YouTubers today, have large channels, but I believe they work for the government. I honestly believe in the heart of hearts that they work for an agency that is primary mission is to confuse the living shit out of everybody that watches social media and has anything to say, that has a critical mind, that might share information or data that's counter-narrative, if you know what I mean. So whether it be medical or science, space, culture, any of those things, I believe that the powers that be have in their employment individuals that do nothing but just confuse the living shit out of everyone. And I am not one of them. So this is a random sketch of an individual that was, I would say, met with. The story was that the guy that sketched this picture met with him. This is an image of Enki. And the story that came with this sketch was that the guy met with Enki and had a relationship conversation, blah, blah, blah. There was more to the story. But nonetheless, this is the image in the sketch. You won't find this picture on the internet. No, this came from some random guy through YouTube 5 years ago, and I happen to have the image. And I was looking at Earth 67P, and I realized something very profound, along with several other little notes. And these videos are going to get stranger and stranger by the day because the truth is so unbelievably strange. Now this, by random chance, I still have this image, and Butterfly had it, in fact, stored away because she's like that little computer. Anyway, she had the image put away, and as we were looking at the image of 67P, we're like, whoa, that's not the picture. I see some, where's that picture at? And she said, oh yeah, I know what picture you're talking about. So she went in, found this image that was on storage. You won't find it again. But the funny part is, this image is a random picture from a person 5 years ago on YouTube. I had no intention on ever seeing that guy, talking to him. I don't have his number. I wasn't the one who was speaking to him. It was through another YouTuber who has now by far been gone and disappeared into the abyss of the internet. But nonetheless, the fact is that random picture today, 5 years later, has hit home. Let me show you what that random picture correlates with, if you will. All right, you see this? Here we go. Watch this. You're going to be blown away by this. Watch how this works. Watch it snap in. It will snap right into place. Watch. Okay, let me get that eye. There it is. There's that eye socket. Watch this. Blunk. Look at that. It might as well be the skeleton of the meat suit. There's the meat suit. There's the skeleton. Look at that. Enki, my friends. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect sketch. Now, how is it a sketch from 5 years ago that happens to be in my possession from some random person that I don't know? How does that absolutely match what they pray to? You know, this whole satanic order, secret society, whoever it is praying to this shit up in the top of the dome up there. They're praying to it because it...
And all y'all been praying to it because y'all calling them names. G-O-D is Mr. E. Mr. J's Mr. E. All your religions and books that you read that tell you to serve Mr. E, by y'all calling him G-O-D, was a plot by the reptilian snake king Mr. E, the head devil. Tricked you with the books to serve him. Now, do you finally see what your King James tricks you to do? Look at the guy who you've been serving.
Has profound effects on the earth below, as above, so below, right? So these things light up there in the sky. It resembles that. But you tell me how a random sketch from a YouTuber 5 years ago ends up in my possession. How talk about synchronicity, huh? Because today, while I'm looking at the boson particle, that also, just so you know, is the gauge boson, Higgs boson particle from CERN. That's what they call the Higgs boson particle from CERN, and it also happens to be Enki. Look at that. A cartoon drawing from a random person 5 years ago is an exact match of the Higgs boson particle as far as CERN is concerned. Yeah, you know why? Because they pray to this God thing up in the sky. They've oriented this in their psychology as a religious feature. So a deity, something to worship. See that? It looks like a skull, right? And there's the meat suit. But how did the guy 5 years ago draw this meat suit that matches that image of the piece of 6-7P? Because I can show you on 6-7P exactly where that is. Okay, it's in the top, but the point I'm making at, and that's what Enoch was looking at that guy too. Enoch was up there looking at this right here, just like this is blinking. Well, Enoch was watching it light up like a rainbow and spit, you know, colors and energy out of it, because that's what it does. That's why they call it a god. But my question is, how did the guy have the sketch? How did he have this sketch 5 years ago that absolutely matches it like it's a skeleton, like there's a, look, it's like the skeleton for the meat suit.
That's why I told you our ancestors submitted their loyalty to the devil a long time ago, and he directed them to get y'all to serve that same devil. And I told you our ancestors, unfortunately, were devil worshippers. First rule that the Creator made: do not make a deal with Mr. B, who is Mr. E, who is Mr. G-O-D, who is Mr. G-O-D and D-O-G, Mr. J, and all the names y'all been calling on. Ain't been nothing but that damn devil the whole time. See, here's the truth, y'all. The truth is we were supposed to govern our own selves, make our own rules. And the fact is, before these things came here, there was peace on earth and no killings or anything like that. There was nobody killing each other, no weapons. We had our own rules, and we lived in peace. Oh, but everybody figures the devil was coming down, and he did, to trick humanity and the Gentile. And now there's new information coming out, that the Gentile may have been the Northern Kingdom. What else would you think we had wanted to fight them at one point? We protected the Gentile from the dragon. But old Mr. E, the dragon, see, he had a plan, and he fought back. And the plan was not just the weapons and taking over everything and tricking humanity, but it was getting you to read them books and not decode it. That's right. See, Shem's Enoch never served that thing. but the rest of our ancestors did. And King's Enoch served them too. You read that, King James. And some of them other books that are now older. Let me ask you a question. Who you think they tricked you to serve?
It fits exactly right. The nose, the eye socket, the entire brow, the pocket in the side of the skull in the back right there. It's exact match. That's the truth here. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the fuck you think. That's a cartoon from some random fucking person 5 years ago in my YouTube experience, and I happen to have the fucking picture, and today it matches that shit, which is 67p/Earth. Have a great day.
And 67p/Earth looks just like Enki, who's a devil. Do you know why? Because the Earth is the planet of the dead. The Earth is nothing but a bunch of killed dragons that we slayed. That's right. Remember the video I did? The Earth is a carcass. Peace and love. Okay, love you.